Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you are new, my name is Shondine. So today we are going to be doing the budget with me for the month of September. I know it's a few days late, so please forgive me. I just wanted to make sure that it was up before my next cash envelope stuffing video, which will be up on Saturday. This video is basically just going to be me planning out my budget. I do not do like a week to week budget. I know some people do it like paycheck by paycheck as they get them, but I kind of don't like that. I like to do it all at once. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's just get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put down 3 goals. So the first goal is actually going to be the same as the goal that we had for last month, which is no eating out, because we really want to maximize our grocery money. And then the next goal that I want to put down is to stick to our budget. And the goal really, like, it honestly sounds really easy, but it's not. It's like the complete opposite. It's really hard. But once you learn how to stick to a budget, that's kind of where everything else kind of falls into place. Now the third goal that we're going to put down is going to be a really specific goal. And it is going to be to put aside at least $500 for the computer. That's going to be including both of the payments that are required. So altogether $500 for the month. And I will talk about that more later as well. So after the goals, we're going to make our little save for list, which this month would actually only be the computer. The exact amount that we still owe is $1,175. Which is the one thing we are really trying to focus on to try and pay off. And I know we're kind of like going backwards with the Dave Ramsey, because paying off something that you're financing is baby step number 2, and we don't have our baby step number 1 yet. But we decided to just go for this first, because this is the last thing that we started a contract with, and we do have 90 days before the actual interest kicks in. And we were told once the interest starts to hit, it's basically like paying for a second computer, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to go ahead and try to finish paying off that first. So if we can actually do the $500, then we would be able to do that this month. And if we can do another $500 in October, then we'll basically be almost done by the 90 days. But of course those are kind of like the minimum amounts that I want to put down for these, well, at least for the 500. So after we have the goals and the save for list, then we're gonna go ahead and put down the special events for this month. For this month, where there are actually a few that we have to put down. So the first special event for this month is going to be my uncle's birthday. I don't even know how old he's gonna be. I think like 20 something, like almost 30, I think, something like that. I don't really know. And we are going to continue our budget for each birthday, which is going to be $20. I'm probably going to get him a gift card to somewhere. I'll put the amount after. But after his birthday, the next special event for the month is going to be me and my boyfriend's anniversary. Actually, it's going to be our 4th anniversary together. So put that. And that is on the 7th, which is on Saturday. So I'm gonna kind of have like a video for that, which I hope you guys will enjoy. And then the next special event is actually going to be my birthday, which is on the 18th. And I am going to be turning 21. But I don't drink or anything like that. So my birthday is gonna be filled with activities that children like to do. And we actually like planned out the events and everything that we want to do for our anniversary and my birthday. And we have decided that for our anniversary, we are going to spend a total amount of $85. And this is going to include going out to eat, because we love to go out to eat. And then we wanted to try something new. So we are going to, actually it's going to be a whole different video. So you just have to wait. And then for my birthday, we are actually planning to spend $130. And the same thing, I'm gonna have a video out for it, so I don't want to give too much about that. But yeah, kind of pricey on the special events this month, but I honestly don't mind. Okay, so those are basically the special events for this month. And now that we have these listed out, we're gonna go ahead and start listing out our monthly bills and then a few like expenses that are not like actually bills, but things that we would like to pay for next month or this month. Okay, so now that we have all of our bills listed out with the dates that they are due and then the amount that is due for them, we are going to go into the expenses part. And basically the difference between the expenses and the bills is that the expenses are not things that we are like, I guess basically like obligated to do. They're kind of just things that we want to take care of each month outside of bills. But we want to make sure that we take care of them. So a few of those expenses include some spending money. I actually got this recommendation or like this tip from someone in my comments. I can't remember her name. I mentioned a few times that we have a hard time sticking to our budget, and someone had mentioned, and I actually have seen people in other videos and other budgets do this before, where they have a spending budget so that, you know, they're allowed a certain amount of money, you know, each month or each week or whatever it may be, just so like they don't, it's like guilty-free money basically. You can do whatever you want with it. And we decided that we are going to try that, and we are going to do it 4 times a month, or like, you know, for each week. And the total amount is going to be $40. And this is going to be for me and my boyfriend, because, you know, we're really set on like zero, like not spending. So we kind of just want to start small and, you know, see what will fit for us specifically. And then another expense that we are going to put in here is going to be Herbalife, which is basically this nutrition kind of program thing that I have been trying, but I really want to get back into it. We're only going to do this once. And all I want to reorder on is, I have everything, like everything that it comes with, I have everything, but one thing I'm getting really low on is the shakes, which I want to get. And for 2 shakes, it's $70 for the month. And I will also explain that in another video as well. But also the last expense that I want to put in for the month is actually going to be counseling. So we'll put it here. And this is not exactly personal counseling, but like relationship counseling. And that is $85 per session for me and my boyfriend. We have been once before, and we definitely want to go again, but we have decided we are only going to do 1 session this month, and then, you know, judging on that, seeing if we'll go forward with that, but that'll be for like another budget video if we do happen to do it again. But anyways, so these are all of the lists of bills and expenses. I'll just quickly go over it. So we have light. I do have a few people ask me that actually, like what I consider like light. So me and my roommates, I have a few other roommates, and we have the SRP Empower box, where you kind of just put in light as you go. You don't get like an electricity bill or a light bill like each month. You kind of just pay as you go. And we've been putting in $100 a month, but it's like not really working for us. So we just upped it to $120, see how that kind of works for us. Then we have our gas and groceries, which we split up weekly. And then also my school that I'm paying back, a loan that I have, our savings, the computer that we're trying to pay off. We do have, every time we get paid, we do have to pay $104, but we also, like, our goal is to throw even more money at it, besides the monthly payments or the weekly payments. Then we have Spotify, our Netflix, our renter's insurance for our apartments, my car, our couches, my credit card, my boyfriend's Spotify, which we are actually going to look into our family account Spotify, because my sister also wants a Spotify account, so I think it would just be easier to change that and, you know, pay less. but we'll see what happens with that. And then also my boyfriend's truck, his orthodontist bill, again the computer, my boyfriend's phone, the loan again is twice a month, the Wi-Fi bill. So these ones are starting like October 1st. So the rent, my boyfriend's other dentist bill, and then insurance for our vehicles. And then of course our expenses here. And another thing we are going to do is kind of highlight the bills that are on auto pay, just so we know which ones to take care of first. So the ones on auto pay are the loan, savings, Spotify, Netflix, renter's insurance, Spotify, the orthodontist, my boyfriend's phone, the loan, dentist, and the insurance. So all the ones with the highlighted dots are the ones set on auto pay. The next thing we are going to do is actually put in when our paychecks come in and then start budgeting it out for those. So our first paycheck is actually going to be on the 6th. My boyfriend and I get paid on the same day. And so I will start with our expected income, and that is actually going to be about $2,150. And $900 of it at least is going to come from my boyfriend's, and then $1,250 is going to come from my paycheck. And the reason I get paid a little bit more than usual is because I do overtime. So the $1,250 is with a few hours of overtime, so that's why it's a little bit more than I usually get paid. We are going to leave this blank so that when we get paid, we can write down what we actually got paid. And the reason we have 3 different columns here is because the first one is going to be obviously the bill, and then the second one is going to be the amount that we are expecting to pay, and then this side, the very last column, is where we are going to put what we actually paid, because sometimes the numbers change for our bills. For example, like the Wi-Fi, we don't know the exact number until about a week or so before it's actually due, so we just estimate about $80. So that's just like one example. Okay, now we are going to go through our bills and see how we are going to set this up. So the first bill is light, which we want to put in 2 times of $120, and we get both of our paychecks on the same day. So we get 2 paychecks, or we get paid twice a month. And so we are going to split that light of $120 into the 2 paychecks. And so each time is going to get $60. And then it's kind of the same thing for the gas and groceries. We are currently on the 2nd, which is Labor Day. We already have groceries and gas set aside for this week because of the last paycheck from August. Now what we need to make sure we have is so 1, 2, 3, and then 4 weeks covered for gas and groceries, because we get paid this Friday and then on the 20th, but we don't get another paycheck until the 4th. So we have to make sure we have gas and groceries covered for the first week of October. So we have to cover the first 2 weeks. For this paycheck, we're gonna get this Friday. We are going to make sure we have the week of the 13th and the week of the 20th covered. And then when we get paid on the 20th, we'll cover the 27th and the first week of October. And it kind of just continues like that. So that's why we are going to split up the amount 2 times. So gas each month costs us $300. So the first half we are going to put aside $150. And then the groceries cost us $320 a month. So divided by 2 equals $160. And then next we're kind of just gonna go down the list here to see what we need to cover in this paycheck. So we have school, loan, savings, and then computer. We can all do automatically, so we're just gonna add those 4 things. So for school, it is $100. It's like $95, but there's also like a $5 fee to pay it online. And then the loan is $79, and then savings is $55, which gets split into 3 different accounts. And then the computer is $104. So now that we kind of have like a good chunk of things, we are going to start subtracting. So the paycheck is $21.50. So we're going to subtract the 60 and then the rest of the numbers. Okay, this is the amount that we still have left. So after the computer, we're gonna take care of the little automatic payments. So Spotify, Netflix, the renter's insurance, and then we are going to do the car also. Let me check something because Spotify actually gets taken out twice, and I believe they both come out before we get paid again. So Spotify the 11th and then Spotify on the 16th. Yeah, so our next paycheck is not until the 20th, which is 2 weeks from the 6th. So we have to put down the twice the amount. So it'd be $22. The Netflix is $19. Renter's insurance is $14, and the car is $383. So that is still the amount that we have left over. So we're going to take care of a few more things. We're just gonna finish off this page here. We're gonna do the couches, the credit card, and the we already did the Spotify. So just the couches and the credit card. Okay. 801 left still. Now I kind of want to take care of some of the things in the expenses and the special events list. So all of these events are before our next paycheck on the 20th. So all of these things we're actually going to add. So Sheridan's birthday is my uncle, our 4-year anniversary plans, and then my birthday. Okay, and then we'll go back to the expenses list here. And we will add the spending because we are at the beginning of the month, so we want to make sure we have that at the beginning for the rest of the month. And then also the counseling, just because. Okay, so we still have $441 left, so we're gonna go back to our bills and continue off. We are going to put in our next bill, which is the truck, for the amount of $438, which is good because our next paycheck wouldn't be until the 20th, which would be 3 days after. So we'll put that in here. And I think we'll only have a few more dollars left over after this, because that truck payment ain't no joke. $438, yep, $3 left over. And we'll go ahead and put that to the next item, which is the orthodontist. $3. This is all for the first paycheck, and I know we said we get paid twice a month, but those are from like our real jobs. My boyfriend works a part-time job where he does like landscaping with his cousins on the side, and he does that at least twice a month on 2 Saturdays during the month. And it is kind of like a set schedule. So the next time he is going to be working and getting paid for that one day is on the 14th, which is a Saturday again. So I'm just gonna put here, and I just always put it under Juan because that's his cousin-in-law, step-cousin. I don't know, I think it's in-law, but anyways, I just always put that underneath because I don't know what else to call it. Then I'll put expected income and then actual. The expected amount that we are expecting to get paid from that day is $90. And then of course when he actually gets paid, that's the amount we'll put there. And $90, it honestly won't even cover the orthodontist, which is the next bill that we're gonna put down. So we're just going to put orthodontist. So we're going to put the full 90. So now we have $93 set aside for the orthodontist, which means next paycheck we'll have to put less towards it. Okay, so our second and last main paycheck is going to be on the 20th. And from that paycheck, we are actually expecting to get more. So my boyfriend's regular $900, but I am also going to get a monthly bonus. My bonus amount, I only get a third because I am on a warning at work. So I only get half of it, and then there are actually like taxes, like 40% of taxes get taken out for the bonus, and so I am left with about $150. And then I'm gonna have my regular paycheck, which I am planning to do my full 20 hours of overtime for the next 2 weeks. And so when I stick to that, I'm going to I expect a paycheck of $1450, and that gives us our total of $2500 for the last paycheck. And then of course, if I get lazy and actually end up not doing the overtime, then I'm gonna put down what we actually got paid. So we're gonna start with the light, gas, and groceries, which is going to be the same amount because it's split in half. Okay, and then after that, we are going to finish what we owe for the orthodontist. And so far we have 93 set aside. So we are going to take that from the actual amount that it is, which is $151, which is $58. After the orthodontist, we're gonna go back to our regular bills list and go forward. So we're gonna put the computer, the phone, and the loan. Now we are going to take all of these numbers and subtract it from that number to see what we have so far. Okay, now I'm actually going to subtract the $104 we typically pay for the computer, but I'm going to leave it empty right there for now because we expect to put more away for the computer with this paycheck. So I'm gonna add whatever leftover we have that we're gonna put towards the computer with the $104 that we typically pay. So that amount we'll get in a few seconds. So after the loan, we are going to do Wi-Fi, rent, dentist, and insurance. So we have $593 left, and those were actually all of the bills. So we did all of these. We did spending, counseling. I don't think we did Herbalife yet. Yeah, I don't see Herbalife, so we're gonna go ahead and add that in here. That's left over, and I think we have everything. We did already get this. Did already do all of these. Yep, so the remaining amount is going to be $523. There's no more bills or anything we need to take care of, so we're gonna add that to the $104 for the regular bi-weekly payment for the computer, and the total amount for that paycheck that we wanna add is $627. Which would be really, really great because it would be the $627 plus the other payment that we paid at the beginning of this month. We still have one more time that my boyfriend works with his cousin. So that would be the 28th. Again, he expects to get paid $90 for the day, and the full amount is going to go to the computer again because we don't have anything else to pay. Oh, it's an ugly zero. It looks like a potato. But anyways, so now we can add up the total amount that we should be expecting to put aside for the computer this month. Given that we really stick to our budget and we get the income that we are expecting to get, which means I'm gonna have to be on top of my overtime. Where was it? Oh, plus the $627 plus the $104 for the month, for the bi-weekly payment that we're gonna pay this next paycheck. $821 is what, if we stick to this budget, we should be putting aside for the computer this month. And the amount that we owe left over for it is actually $1,175. So $821, if we paid the actual $821, or more, we would only have $354 left over to pay in October. But yeah, after we have all of the bills laid out, the last thing that we are going to be making is the transaction history, or the transaction log, which I will remind you is this, but I'll make it right now and then show you. Okay, so this is the transaction log that I made. Again, it has 3 columns. First one is what happened, what needs to happen, and then check mark or X if it happened or if it didn't. I'm going to give an example of this. So you know how we have $60 scheduled to be put in for light on the 20th. Well, what if we run out of light and we need to put $20 in before the 20th? Well, we're going to put right here what happened, $20 taken from phone envelope. What needs to happen, $20 from light on the 20th, on the paycheck of the 20th, needs to go back to the phone. And then a check mark if we actually did that, or X it out if that didn't happen and something else happened. This will basically just help me be accountable and kind of remember things as the month goes on, because sadly, we do actually have a lot of things that happen between the envelopes and it kind of gets hard to track it all. So this is where this comes in. And I did get a little better using it last month. I'll show you right here. There definitely should have been a lot more, but that's fine. We'll get better at it. That's basically it for this budgeting video. We'll just do like a quick recap of everything. So the first page is our goals, our save for, and then the special events for the month. Then the kind of like middle of it is our list of bills and expenses. And then we go on to our actual paychecks and break down what needs to get paid within those paychecks, and then our transaction log. And there's also one more thing that I want to show in here that I started last month, which was these visuals. So this was my goal for September, even though September's already ended, was to do the transmission and brake fluid service for my vehicle. And when I originally was told that I needed to do these things at the dealership where I get my oil changes done, where I got my vehicle, they told me it was going to be about $500. So that's the amount that I was saving up for. And we are expecting to have that amount. So when I called to make that appointment on Saturday, the guy told me that the amount that I'm actually going to need to pay is only $380 and not the $500. And I triple checked, I went over the numbers, and that is in fact the amount that I'm gonna have to pay instead of the $500. I guess whoever was putting in my information before didn't remove like a second fluid or something like that. I'm not sure, I don't really care because it's a lot cheaper now. This is the amount that we have right now, which is $317. And this was filled out the last paycheck, and then we added a little bit more. But we only have a little bit to go, and again, we are just waiting on a few things, but we'll definitely have that amount by Saturday. And I kind of just left this black because, again, we were supposed to go all the way to 500, but we only need to go to 380. So just pretend that part doesn't exist. And kind of the important part for this month is this laptop drawing. And again, we do have 90 days to pay it off before the interest starts to hit, and then I did count the 90 days is November 9th. We need to pay this amount by this date before interest hits. Now, it's not actually this amount, it's like $10 short, but for the illustration purposes, I just went with the numbers, you know, that I did each time. I didn't want to mess up the intervals or whatever. Last month, at the end of the month, we did fill in the $104, which is again the bi-weekly payment for the laptop. So as we go out through the month, throughout each paycheck, I want to fill in the visual. Then, like we were going over the math before, if we stick to our budget and do everything that we are supposed to do this month, then we should have this drawing filled up to, like, honestly all the way like right here, which is the goal. But yeah, it honestly, I feel like it kind of motivates me a little to like draw in the parts and fill it all the way up, which I am very excited to do because I know that we can do that. But that was all that I wanted to show you guys, besides, you know, everything else that we just did. But that's pretty much it. And I do have some other some quick little things that I want to go over, so we'll do that right now. Before I close out this video, I just want to remind everyone that I am currently doing a giveaway which ends tomorrow on Friday night at midnight. There's going to be 5 winners, and each winner is going to get a set of 9 cash envelopes, and there's also going to be 2 extra winners out of the 5 who gets like a little budgeting book with their thing. It's a small little book, but it's pretty cute. And then there are 3 things you have to do to enter the giveaway, which is to be subscribed to my channel, to like my previous cash envelope stuffing video, and to comment on that video, the previous video, one of your financial goals. And again, the giveaway ends tomorrow on Friday night, midnight. And the winner will be announced in my Saturday video, which is going to be my first cash envelope stuffing video for the month of September. But that's pretty much all that I wanted to remind you guys of. Thank you so much for watching my budget with me for September video. I know these videos are usually really lengthy, so I definitely appreciate it if you watch through the whole video. And I will see you guys very soon with the winner.